Well, now a significant breakthrough in the battle against one of Australia's biggest killers. As David Richardson reports, a new study has found garlic not only fights disease, but may also reverse it.
It is huge. In Australia, one person dies every 12 minutes from cardiovascular disease. We're talking about 43,000 people per year just in Australia alone.
Australia's deadliest killer and most expensive health issue. More than $7 billion spent every year fighting cardiovascular diseases, affecting more than 4 million Australians. Did you believe that you were a candidate for a heart attack?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, how many members of your family had succumbed to that disease?
5 that I can name.
Sue Van Gaal was a heart attack waiting to happen, a smoker with a family history of heart disease and blood pressure through the roof.
The stress that I was under 4 or 5 years ago had it elevated to the point where my GP was considering putting me on medication, and I said, no, let me try a few other things first.
Sue was invited to take part in a clinical trial using a natural therapy, 2 tablets in the morning and evening for a year. The results were incredible. What was your blood pressure readings before you were on this?
I fitted into the criteria by having a blood pressure that was about 155 on nearly 90.
And now?
Last reading on Sunday was 126 on 84.
It's a big reduction.
Huge.
What was your cholesterol reading before the program?
6.8.
And now?
5.4.
Sue's therapy has its origins here in Japan. The secret weapon, garlic. But not everyday garlic. The pungent bulb is picked and aged in vats for 2 years, which concentrates the benefits and reduces the toxic oxidants.
Aged garlic, I believe, is much like, think of grapes becoming wine. That as we age the grapes and as they go through the fermentation process, they change and their molecular structure changes and they become more helpful. Wine has some properties that grapes do not. I believe the same thing happens with aged garlic extract.
Associate Professor Matthew Budoff from the David Geffen School of Medicine at University of California, Los Angeles, led the clinical trial using Kyolic Aged Garlic extract. 55 patients with cardiovascular heart conditions studied for 12 months. A skeptic, he was shocked at the results.
We now have the science to say that aged garlic extract literally reverses heart disease. We're not talking about, dramatic changes here where the arteries are blocked one day and clear the next, but there was less plaque on follow-up than there was at the beginning of the study. So literally over the course of a year, their heart disease got better.
It's the 4th time Kyolic has had its aged garlic, grown in Japan and California, clinically studied. The 2nd time a trial has shown that symptoms of heart disease are not only slowed, but in some cases reversed.
I've had a number of patients who've had to come off pharmaceutical therapy because their blood pressure was dropped too much by the aged garlic extract.
Really?
Yeah.
It's that effective?
Yeah.
Cardiologist Dr. Ross Walker has been putting his patients on aged garlic tablets as a supplementary treatment to regular medication.
There's minimal side effects with the garlic apart from possibly some minor gastrointestinal upsets, but hardly anyone complains any side effects whatsoever, whereas with pharmaceutical agents there's about a common 10% side effect rate with all pharmaceuticals.
No one knows yet what enzymes or proteins or combinations of both in the aged garlic helps our hearts. The extract is now being used in a clinical trial for diabetes sufferers, with a further heart trial planned with 5,000 patients. And while it's not a silver bullet or instant cure, it's a ray of hope in the fight against our biggest killer. Is there any group of people for which this wouldn't work?
No. I think it's a very good adjunct to lifestyle modification, to pharmaceutical therapy, and as itself a standalone antihypertensive agent.
So as part of a holistic approach?
Absolutely.